What's up, beautiful people? I've been on this YouTube-ish for like a month at the most, and it's already changing my life. One of the two main reasons why that is because of you guys. You guys are putting me on not only to good music, but to channels like The First Take. I love this idea. I know I come from the production side, but I enjoy live shows so much. All right, let's get into it. Are you doing this in the Matrix? Why is it so white? Is this really the first take? Like, there's no way that they would get a second take. Is that true? I'd be so nervous if that was the case.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Going back, listen to that.
Yeah.
You could hear that they have a little correction involved. I want to emphasize that that isn't the mark of a bad or a good thing in and of itself. Whether it's live or studio, a little correction is really normal. Just kind of became standard protocol. I think the last time that it wasn't, where people enjoyed hearing things go off key a little bit, like the 60s or something, give or take a century. But it doesn't even really matter to me here, because that part, it sounded like it was just supposed to be more of like a spoken ad-lib thing than something that was supposed to be pitch perfect in the first place. But because of that, it allowed the correction to be a little obvious there. The main way that it would be the mark of weak singing is if you hear how obvious that correction is throughout the whole song. You just want a touch of it to reduce that margin of error, especially if there's going to be a lot of harmonies. And 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. With 7 Homo sapiens here, they're obviously going to be harmonizing. With harmonies, you want to be as pitch perfect as possible with a very low deviance, compared to like a lead singer where you can have a higher margin for that deviance. And just because they have correction and they're probably using a little bit of it here, that doesn't mean these singers aren't going to be on pitch with every single note. They could be on pitch with every single note, have great tone, be excellent.
The medium and hard levels are extra challenging even for professional singers. Music and improvement are lifelong pursuits.
Maybe they're in pitch with a 1mm of deviance that no one would notice or care, and it doesn't even matter, but it just nudges it to right on the note. But if you can hear the correction, almost like auto-tune where you hear T-Pain, that means that they're deviating from being on pitch so far that it isn't even on pitch. So hearing it on the part, it doesn't even matter. I don't think that was even supposed to be on pitch. That hype trap style, and it melted into something more melodic. I love dynamics in songs. That's something that I'm always trying to do, unless I'm doing something intentionally simple like lo-fi or something. The rap section and singing section having two kind of different sounding parts, but it still sounds like the same song. I love that so much. When I was up and coming or doing indie stuff, I felt like I was the only person out there trying to do that. That was also like 7,000 years ago, and it makes me so happy to hear that here. Keep it going. beautiful song. It makes me want to not give up yet, and I wasn't even thinking about giving up in the first place. And it's just hitting me that that trap style that they do for the rapping parts and the more melty section when they're singing, in the chorus they combine them. That's so slick. The harmony in the chorus is a little bit more simpler, and honestly it almost lost my attention just a little bit at first, but then I realized that it's kind of supposed to be an anthem. It's supposed to be approachable so that it's easy to sing along to and feel yourself as much as these girls are feeling themselves. I was kind of singing along to it that second. Oh, I love that. Man, I love the variety in approaches. We know that the rappers have, they speak from different parts of their mouth. Some of them are very forward. Some of them got different kinds of swag, different flows. And you hear that a little bit in the singers. I can't really speak on the singing too much. I don't even have half a millimeter of vocal training. But when some of the singing parts got airy, it still had a tone that inspired confidence in the listener. And I think one of these girls, was it? Where are you? Stop hiding from me. It reminds me of Android 18. Yeah, here. When she did some of her parts that were airy, she let the air kind of bounce off of her throat a little bit to add a little bit of a, I don't know if growl is the right word, but it added that little extra bit to it. I wonder if this is even where she did it. Ooh, I found it. I'm the Where's Waldo champion. Yeah, she kind of let the, I'm gonna play it so she doesn't have to have that face. Alright, yeah, we just did a very like Diet Coke version of a growl, let the air bounce off a little bit more. But I'm thinking, why would they do that? Because they had airy parts throughout the whole song, and I think it's because the song is building up, so you kind of need a slight increase in intensity. Producer, but I like it. That's the main thing. Does anyone know if they style themselves or if they have a stylist or a mix of both? And if this is really their first take and they're not getting a second take no matter what, I wonder if First Take has ever had somebody come in and kind of flop the first take. Is it just over? Like, is that going to be immortalized? They don't get a second chance? They have to go to their sister channel called The Second Take for a chance at redemption? This was a really great song. The first half, it wasn't my cup of tea, but I appreciated it just as a music lover. But by the second half, when the lyrics and everything else was really sinking in, I was feeling it. Made me want to sing along to it even. But I'm not going to because I'm merciful and I would not subject you guys to hearing that. Peace.